Hello, my beautiful buds. Welcome back to my channel, Sprouts with Joy. My name is Joy, and if you like to talk about plants, you're in the right place. So today's video is a continuation of me trying to get my plant life together. If you didn't see my last video, I'll have to link it up in the cards, but basically the idea of that was, yeah, I have a lot of plant chores that I need to catch up on, and just, I especially kind of as we're entering into the fall and transitioning seasons, I really just want to get caught up on everything. I want my plants to be in a good spot. And so I'm just dedicating several videos to that end. See, I even have a list. We've been making our way through the list, not in any particular order, but we knocked out about half of them last time. So I'm hoping to knock out maybe the rest of them. Well, okay, there is one of them that is probably gonna have to be its own separate video, which is me going through my greenhouse cabinet. That will happen sometime in the future, hopefully. But most of these, it looks like, are actually gonna be propagating, which is kind of fun. I like propagating. None of them are like completely chopping up plants, but just taking some cuttings for various reasons, and I'll show you. But yeah, I'll need to kind of clean up some dead leaves as well with some of these plants, but it's gonna be a good time. So I really hope that you join me for this. Fold your laundry, do your plant chores, or, you know, snuggle on your couch with a blanket and a hot cocoa, whatever your cup of tea is, or a cup of cocoa. This is why we have coffee today. It's a Sunday afternoon, and something about Sunday afternoons just begs for a nap, but I can't do that right now. I need to do this instead, so coffee it is. I'm probably addicted to caffeine. Oops. The first thing on my list is dealing with this mess. It is my Syngonium elbow, and you know, it was chugging along really nicely for a while. I actually recently did kind of a plant makeover with this plant where I chopped it all up and propagated it and put it all in one pot. Like I said, it was doing great for a while, but as Syngonium do, I found, you know, these bottom leaves have just steadily started to die off, and I need to chop them off. And I have a couple of propagations that used to be wet sticks that I think I'm gonna try to add in. And if I'm feeling up to it, kind of while I'm in this process, I might also take a couple of cuttings for the future so that I can kind of keep up with this cycle. Because I found that if you don't, hi cat, sorry, I just had a cat enter the room. As always, Alphonse wanted to say hi, say hello. But I found that Syngoniums just tend to get so gangly if you don't keep up with them in general. So yeah, we're just gonna try to make this a little bit happier looking, because as of right now, yeah, it's just an absolute mess. Step one, remove these dying and dead leaves. This might be easier if I actually change the angle even more. I feel like it's been a really long time since I filmed in this room because, hi, my son often like takes his naps in here. We bring in the playpen, and when I'm filming, he's usually sleeping. But I decided to try putting him down in the other room today, and it actually worked pretty well. Okay, you're making me nervous, Alphonse. I have scissors, and you're gonna promise me you'll stay in one spot so I don't accidentally snip off your whiskers or something. Yeah, so normally this room is occupied, but today it's not. And I was like, dude, I miss filming in this room because I think it's so pretty in here with the light and the plants and everything. It's a great space. So, okay, dude, please. He's making me so nervous. Please. I love you too much. All right. Here's how it looks with all of the like dead leaves trimmed away. Honestly, it already looks so much better. Let's see if I can't just like add in a couple of propagations, right? But if you want to see all the dead leaves, here they are. I'll set those aside. These are the propagations that I have to add in. I don't think I'm gonna add all of them in, only like the ones that look nice. Oh my gosh. Oh, hi. I was not expecting that intense of a root system. Okay, so I'm gonna go get my potting mat because I think this is gonna be a mess if I don't do that. Oops. I'm gonna need all this anyways. Okay, Well, this is less cute, but more functional. Like, okay, do you see these roots? Oh my gosh, again, I just was not expecting that at all. I'm trying to decide, I can probably only fit like one more cutting in here. So which one do I fit? Okay, this has, ooh, okay, that's gonna be this one. Because there is a new leaf hidden in here. You can't really see it on camera, but there is a new leaf and this variegation is really nice. Hopefully this root system figures itself out. I did buy some more supplies and made some more soil. It's looking so nice. Just to keep you updated from last time. And this one, I think I'm gonna toss this and then this one because these are both like pretty much reverted. So no reason to keep them in my opinion. All right. So not like gorgeous, but the individual leaves are, and that's what mostly matters, I guess. I don't know, I don't really expect much from Syngonium in terms of making it look elegant. I could, but this has a new leaf and I don't really wanna. So I was thinking that I could take a couple of propagations, but I just don't really wanna do that quite yet, but very soon I will. This is my little trash bin. I will also water these propagations in later. I don't know, I'll probably do it off camera because my bathroom is a disaster right now and no one needs to see that. Syngonium albo is a yes. We did it. Yeah, another thing checked off the list. That's so satisfying. Oh, and also just so that you know, this is fertilizing, this is preventative pest treatment, and this is greenhouse. So those three things I don't think we're gonna get to today, just knowing how much time or time that I don't have. So those will either be separate videos or I'll do them off camera. We'll have to see. But I just know that I can't do them today. So just so that you are mentally prepared and emotionally prepared, we are not going to check off the entire list. I know, believe me, I know, but we're gonna get through this together and it's gonna be okay. All right, the next one, I'm gonna try to do another like messy one because I think I have probably just one more messy one, and that is propagating my linearis. Potentially repotting it. I don't really want to, but maybe adding propagations to it, maybe. We're just gonna have to see, but that's gonna be potentially messy. The rest of these, I don't think will be so messy. So let's start with the linearis. That's gonna be a bit of a doozy. Hi. So both my linearis and my string of hearts, variegated string of hearts, are so beautiful, like pretty long, I will say, which is fantastic. One unfortunate difficulty is that they're hitting the bottom of the cabinet, actually like way beyond the bottom of the cabinet in the linearis's case, which has caused it to like lose leaves, and yeah, in general, it's just like not happy to be hitting the bottom of the cabinet. So here, let me just show you. Like, look at that. That's so sad. And stringy at the bottom. Once it started hitting the floor of the cabinet, like it just, all the leaves would get knocked off, and that's not a very good look. But I'm pretty sure, like I can still propagate this and roots will grow from these empty nodes, that sort of thing. And furthermore, I've got this bunch of propagations that I took quite a while ago that are beyond ready, I believe, to pot in with, yeah, this mother plant. So, you know, I don't know if there's like enough room in this pot to add this in there. Like, I just don't know what the root system looks like. So I might need to kind of pull the whole thing out, which admittedly, I am like a little bit nervous to do that because, yeah, I just feel like Hoya linearis is a little bit on the sensitive side and I don't want to bother it too much, but like, this is just something that needs to happen. I need to get it done, and I've been procrastinating it because I am afraid of it being mad at me, but like it's just making the situation worse and worse. Like I could make a separate plant, but my ultimate goal is to make a nice big pot of hoya linearis. And I've been growing it in my greenhouse cabinet, as I mentioned, and it loves the greenhouse cabinet. I think I'm gonna have to transition it out of the cabinet. If not like when I'm done with this, then just very soon in general. Because honestly, the cabinet is getting really cramped anyways. Yeah, I want this linearis to be able to grow really, really nice and long and beautiful. So I'm nervous about it, but we're just gonna have to try it. I also want to give you a closer look at my variegated string of hearts. It is also mostly thriving, but occasionally it does drop a few leaves here and there. Like I'm giving it a good shake right now and a bunch of leaves are falling off, but like look at all the nice new growth in there. Oh my goodness, it's such a beautiful, beautiful plant. I just definitely need to chop off the bottom, and eventually I'm going to be able to pot it together up top and it's gonna be really, really pretty. So yeah, let's do that. I am really obsessed with looking at these though, because like, oh my gosh. I don't always look at these up close since they're in the greenhouse cabinet. So sometimes I just miss like how much it's really growing and thriving. It's pretty incredible. First things first, I'm just going to take some cuts and then set the cuttings aside because I feel like it's easier to manage once I've reduced the amount of plant matter going on. So first, like with this, for example, so much of this is like no leaves. It's just empty. I'll probably trim off the excess potentially. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. That's kind of how I'm starting. And then I might take some more cuttings once I do this because I think that the linearis does need to be significantly shorter because like, as I mentioned, it's going beyond the bottom of the cabinet. Like it's pretty significant. If I were to let it just flow straight out, like it would grow out of the cabinet. So yeah, not great. All right, so here, oh boy, it's getting tangled with all the mess here. So this is what it looks like just with those initial cuts, but I do think I'm gonna make some more cuts. As you can see, this is already significantly shorter. It just looks like it had a good haircut, you know? It's a bit more well-groomed, shall we say? And it will grow back. This is a really steady grower for me. And now I do want to kind of inspect, like I want to investigate what the root system is like. That I can get this out pretty easily. And I'm hoping that the root system isn't too crazy. Okay, honestly, at first glance, like just based on how much I'm able to dig in here, I don't think I'm gonna have to take this out completely. I should be able to just like sneak in the other cuttings, and I think that it's gonna be okay. Which honestly is a relief because that means I won't have to take this out of the cabinet yet. I won't have to pot it into a bigger pot. That will be very nice. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna have to kind of disassemble this moss pretty fully in order to fit it in. What do we think of that? That's pretty exciting. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, I'm so happy. Oh, that's just magical. There's like nothing quite so satisfying as filling out a plant, like potting propagations together or like adding propagations to a plant and just watching it evolve before your eyes, like that is so immediately satisfying and gratifying. So very happy about that. I think I'm gonna repeat the same method I used before, which is just sphagnum moss in a cup, and then I keep it in my greenhouse cabinet. I feel like that's been pretty successful so far. I'm also gonna trim the bottom here because, yeah, I don't need that much plant matter at the bottom. All right, so here's that. It looks a little funny, but this will work well. And then next, I've got my string of hearts, which, oh my goodness. Oh, this is quite a lot. I think I'm just gonna pick a point and chop, I guess, right? Just like a rough chop. I feel like it's a little bit more sparse right here. So maybe like that. Oh, I did not like that at all. So definitely a big old haircut. There's a lot of leaves in here that, I don't know, look slightly questionable to me. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot that looks good, but there's some leaves down here at the bottom. Again, like I think it's like hitting the bottom of the cabinet and not getting as much light. Like a lot of these leaves just don't look so hot. But yeah, in order to propagate it, so this is the side. Like there's even some of these little like tuber things, so that'll probably help. But at the bottom here, I'm just gonna kind of gently remove the hearts because these are all gonna get submerged in water anyways. They don't need the hearts there. But that should give me enough to work with, to where if I stick it in the water, it won't be too top heavy. I don't know. I did want to use this cute little vessel and fill it with water and just water propagate it. I hope that this will fit, honestly. Let's see. I might need to split it up though. Okay. It's definitely a little bit top heavy, but I'm gonna probably like set it on the shelf and let it lay like that. And I'm wondering if I should trim the bottom too. Because like I said, like this bottom growth does not look great. It's kind of hard to show you. But yeah, what I'm doing is I'm just trimming off the top, or I guess technically the bottom of the plant, because these parts don't look good anyway. So now it's a little bit neater looking, and I'll fill this up with water and be right back to kind of show you what that looks like. All right, so there's the final little propagation that I've made. Oh, that's actually so cute. I love that. And then here's my string of hearts. It's so much shorter, but this is probably for the best, and it'll grow, and then I'll be able to fill it out some more. Honestly, it's gonna look a lot nicer in the cabinet, I suspect. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the cabinet and then pull my next plant over. We're on a bit of a roll. I don't know if you noticed that. I'm feeling pretty accomplished. This is my Monstera Sultapicana, and I feel like I can never get this plant to consistently look good. I got it to look really good for like 2 months, and then all these leaves at the top of the plant started to just die off on me, and now it's looking scraggly again. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna remove the dead leaves and propagate it, and then when the propagations are ready, we'll pot them back together, and hopefully that will help us to just keep up with the cycle. Because, you know, if this plant wants to be bald on top, I guess that's this plant's prerogative, but I'm gonna do something about it. As you can see, just bald on top. And look, there's a dead leaf right there, and dead leaves, just dead leaves everywhere on top. Oh, it's so annoying. And yeah, as you can see, it is just like bald up here. And that makes me sad, but I'm gonna water propagate it. I have these cute little propagation vessel tube things, and 2 of them are empty right now. So, hi, what do you got there? Snip, snip. All right, so these cuttings are gonna go in here, and they're gonna be decorative, but also I will eventually pot them up, and it's gonna be cute on the wall. But I also took some single leaf cuttings, and I am gonna propagate these in moss because I feel like that will be more successful. You know, I've been meaning to like talk about the books that I'm reading and talk to you about my running journey and just, you know, chatting and stuff like that. But like, I've been kind of in the zone. So like with filming this video, like I just have not been feeling super chatty, which, you know, is fine. Honestly, if you're only here for the plants, that's probably just as well for you. But in case you were wanting some updates about those things, I will just give you a really very quick summary. So if you want to find out more about my reading habits, I guess, you can follow me on Goodreads or check out that arena. Sometimes I leave reviews. I pretty much always rate stuff and track what I'm reading, so I'll link my Goodreads down below. I'm pretty sure it's just Sprouts with Joy. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. But anyway, I have read a few books that like are not the types of books that I would normally read exactly. They were more contemporary. One of them was more of a speculative contemporary fiction thing. And if you don't know, I feel like I normally read fantasy books. Like that's my typical genre of choice. But the last 3 books I've read, one of them was called Molly Malloy and the Angel of Death, which was technically a contemporary romance, but it was also very speculative in nature and very strange, out of pocket, like interesting read, but very fun. I also read Remarkably Bright Creatures, which is contemporary, a little bit more like lit fic-y, I would say. And the most recent book I just finished was my first Emily Henry book, which if you don't know, Emily Henry is a very, very prolific and popular contemporary romance author. And I read Book Lovers, which is kind of like an enemies to lovers contemporary romance and very outside what I normally read. Well, I guess like not terribly outside, because I will read fantasy romance sometimes and I enjoy romance, but yeah, I don't typically read contemporary romance. So that was kind of a fun foray into that. But if you want to look at any of my thoughts on those books, feel free to check out Goodreads or ask questions in the comments down below. I'm always very happy and excited to give book recommendations if you're wanting to get into reading and that sort of thing. I love it, I love it, love it. The other fun update that I have regarding other hobbies outside of plants is running. Yesterday, I ran the farthest that I have ever run in a single go, which is very exciting for me. I ran 7.1 miles. Who is she? If you don't know, I never identified as a runner. I've always hated running, but I started running back in May and I've just been like working my way up. And you know, I have my eye on a half marathon that is in May of next year, and I'm really excited to try for it because at this point, like, I definitely feel like I can't. When I first started running, I was like, okay, I'll be lucky if I can run a 5K. But now I'm like, okay, this is gonna be doable. I think I can do this. And maybe someday I'll even run a marathon. I don't know, maybe that'll be like before I'm 30, I wanna run a full marathon. Like that'd be kind of cool. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to train for it because that's super intense and extensive. But anyway, those were just like my little other updates. So I'm gonna change out my camera's battery and we're going to get to the next thing. Okay, so I still need to propagate my rhaphidophora tetrasperma, and I need to propagate my philodendron Florida ghost, and I put makeover Tenanthe. My Tenanthe setosa is looking in pretty rough shape, so I at least want to like bring it up, look at it, and maybe like trim some of the leaves off that are not looking so hot. But yeah, I think that's it. Those are 3 more things I need to do, and then we'll be done. At least for now, for today. All right, right here is my rhaphidophora tetrasperma. And it is beyond due for a little bit of a chop. But also the bottom of the plant is really quite bare. It's a very similar problem to the Siltepecana, you know, where like the old leaves have all died off and it's just like looking a little bit bald. See, like that's not very pretty, right? So ideally, I'll take some cuttings. Those cuttings will root up. And same story, I'm gonna fill out the bottom of the pot. I have tried that once before and it didn't work very well. So we're just gonna try again and hope that it works this time. Hopefully I can even reach it up here. I think I will be able to, right? Now the question is, I'm always like, okay, how much do I want to chop it? But the thing is, this plant grows so quickly. I think I do wanna chop it like a bit further down. Like, let's try it right here. It's gonna be a big change. Woof. And it's caught. So I like to use these to hold the plant onto the wall. They work quite well, but the one problem is I can't reach it. Oh, there we go. I did it. Oof. All right, I might just leave those up there for the future because it's gonna grow back. But wow, that's actually a lot of plant. Oops, I hope I don't regret that. Oh, okay, I just noticed this. This plant started to fenestrate a little bit. Maybe? Is that a fenestration? Do these fenestrate like that? Do you see that? That's kind of fun. But okay, yeah. Yeah, here's another little fenestration. I literally didn't even notice because it was so far up. It's just the tiniest little hole right there. Okay, well, I'm a little bit sad about that, but I'm not gonna think about it too much because it needed to happen. Okay, now to decide how I wanna chop it up. Do I want a water prop? I should have thought about this. I don't know what I wanna do, but it's okay. It will grow back, I hope. It should be fine. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have cut that much. What should I do with this, guys? So a lot of this does look really nice. I guess first things first, the top does not look so hot because, you know, it was a little bit stunted, but let's just take the top cut first. So I feel like that's the easiest, usually, to propagate. Here's a top cut, and then I'll just take a few more cuts, I guess. It's so sad because like I don't want to completely chop it up because it looks so pretty, but what else am I gonna do, right? Another cut. This leaf looks silly. This leaf has the fenestration. Like, oh, that's literally so pretty. This is so painful. Can I just like stick this in the ground and let it grow from this point? I feel like that's not a good idea, but it's very tempting. I kind of want to try that. I know it's probably dumb, but I kind of want to just like stick this in water and try it. Should I dare? I feel like that usually doesn't work very well if you try to like, especially with this type of plant, if you try to propagate a ton of leaves at the same time. I know like my own like conventional wisdom is telling me like, don't do it, chop it up. I normally do single node cuttings with the exception of like plants like the Hoya linearis where like I feel like it's a little bit easier to propagate multiple nodes at once. But this is just like so pretty like this. I don't have the heart. Let me see if I have like a jar or something to put this in. Hang on. Okay, I have the old pasta jar and it's literally perfect, I think. So I'm gonna do it. Guys, why does this feel so scandalous? Like, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm sure people do this all the time. Heck, I do all the time with certain plants. But I don't know that I've ever tried to propagate like this many leaves at once. I normally just chop it up, so I'm just like not used to this. But it's exciting because I think it actually looks so cool. Like, and if I get roots out of this, and if I can just pot it directly in there, that's gonna be so gratifying. Instant gratification. So, I am so silly. And if it doesn't work, I just have these in moss, propagating the most basic manner possible. But this, again, I don't know why this feels so scandalous. It's gonna be a little bit tricky trying to figure out exactly where to put this, because this is like a little bit ambitious, but I'll find a spot, it'll be okay. All right, this is my philodendron Florida Ghost. And if I'm being honest, I think it looks kind of cute, but it's not meeting its full potential. So yeah, I'm gonna just like chop up some of these top leaves. I want it to be bushier rather than like whatever this is. There's a leaf down here that's dead, so I'm just gonna, there. I don't even have to think about it anymore. As I was saying about this plant meeting its full potential, I feel like I only just recently put it in its spot where it's at, but maybe it wasn't recently. Maybe it was more like 6 months ago. Oh, this is the top bit, by the way. And look at that, newest leaf is so tiny. It's the right color, but it's very small. So, ooh. But yeah, I just feel like it's not meeting its full potential. It's getting a little bit gangly. It's probably not getting enough light is my guess. So yeah, I might keep it there for a little bit longer, but long term, I'm gonna be wanting to switch some plants around in my house. I don't know, maybe I'll put it like, ooh, I could put it in the south facing window and move some of the other plants that are in the south facing window downstairs, because I feel like a lot of the plants that are in this window here are not liking it. It's like too much light for them. So I will be rearranging some plants. Let me know if you want that to be in a video. I've also had a little bit of a hit or miss experience with propagating philodendron Florida Ghost, so I hope that this is a hit experience rather than a miss experience, if you know what I mean. But I think it should be okay. I'm trying to decide when to stop. Also, my hands are getting so sticky. There's a lot of sap on here. Maybe like down here, right? Because there is a growth point right here that I can see. Maybe it'll grow from there. That might be nice. I've got my bundle. How many cuttings is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuttings. And we're left with a much shorter plant, but I think it looks a little bit more balanced. So I should probably clean these leaves off. Maybe I'll do that in a minute. I'll clean the leaves off. That sounds like a good idea. I've been feeling pretty on top of things lately. It's partially because of the last couple of videos I've filmed that have been much more oriented towards just like catching up on plant chores, but also in general, like outside of filming videos, I feel like I've been more on top of like watering my plants and back in the rhythm of things. And I think the summertime just really messed with my schedule, because I feel like we had so many additional summer activities that were going on that just did not mesh. Because I think part of it, I was outside so much. I was not inside with my plants. I was out doing things and on a softball league, and we were just always busy hanging out with friends, doing stuff. And it's still like fairly warm outside. It's still September. It's not cold yet per se, but even just with school starting back up for so many people, I feel like that has completely shifted everything. And actually, a big part of it for me is that my daughter started preschool, so she's in preschool 2 days a week, and that's honestly been really nice to get some one-on-one time with my son, but also to be able to have the house like to myself completely for a couple of hours each day while my son naps and my daughter is still in school. That has been actually really nice. So yeah, she's only in preschool 2 days a week, so there's 2 days a week where I get that like really quiet, couple of hours, and the mornings in general with my son are just a lot more relaxed because he, I think, at least as of right now, he's a little bit easier of a child just in terms of temperament. My daughter is so lively, but wow, yeah, she's wonderful. She just has a lot of energy, whereas my son is a little bit more low key, so it's easier to entertain him. And yeah, he's less prone to getting stir crazy the way that my daughter does. So it's been nice, not gonna lie. We've only had a few weeks of it so far, but I'm looking forward to this new rhythm. I don't want to make any promises because who knows how busy I'll end up being down the line. But like, as of right now, I feel like I might be able to be a little bit more consistent with my content because I now have 2 days a week where I'm almost certainly able to film at least a little bit while my daughter's in school. Now I also need to like do my day job, my normal job, which is thankfully part-time, but you know, there's that to take into consideration. But anyway, here are these plants, and hopefully these root up for me. Again, I've had kind of a 50-50, like iffy, like philodendron Florida ghosts don't always root up for me, but I don't necessarily need all of these to be successful to make the plant a little bit more full. So I just hope that it happens relatively quickly so that I'm not waiting forever for this to happen. Okay, wow, all right, we're so close. So I've got propagate the rhaphidophora tetrasperma, and then propagate philodendron Florida ghost. And now the last thing for today is handling my tenanthe. That's so happy. Oh my goodness. Duh! We've done so many things, you guys. That's so good. Okay, I just realized I forgot to show you that I did, in fact, put my Syngonium elbow in a cute little basket. So, sorry, I'm out of breath because I just like ran up the stairs. Isn't it cute? I'm happy with it. But anyway, okay, I put together this little like leaf cleaning solution, which maybe I should have done this at the beginning of the video and done this for all of my plants, but I'm not gonna go back and do it right now. I do want to do it really fast for my philodendron Florida ghost. And the leaf cleaning solution just has dish soap, water, and lemon juice. So very basic, but you know, it's very satisfying. I noticed that a lot of these leaves are quite dusty, and you know, we don't need to have dusty leaves. I can be a good plant parent. This is one of those things that I feel like I just don't do often enough. I mean, it's kind of a pain to do. So like, I mean, not a pain, it's one of those things. You just don't always think about it. But I feel like it's so good for preventing pests and keeping your plants photosynthesizing effectively, you know, get away all that icky dust and making it more presentable. I don't know, it accomplishes so many things. So I don't know why I don't do this more often. I feel like my plants would be happier with me if I did. But yeah, again, it's just one of those things I don't always think about. Huzzah! Oh, that's so pretty. I love how glossy those leaves are now. And so I'm also gonna pretty much do the same thing with my Tenanthe setosa, which is looking in rough shape. My daughter keeps on messing with the leaves, and the leaves also have like a lot of EFNs or extra floral nectaries on them, which is a problem that I have continuously had with this plant. Like, it's nothing new. But yeah, I just want to address the mess that is this plant, because there's a lot of leaves that I need to trim off that are dead and dying and ripped, and then some leaves that need to be cleaned. So let's just address all the problems. I also need to tighten this again. It got kind of loose. All right, this is gonna take a hot minute to get to every single leaf, so I'm gonna just do my best. Wow, I'm honestly feeling so much better about this plant. It's kind of incredible. Like, man, I guess if you're ever feeling like not great about a plant, just try trimming away all of the leaves that don't look as pretty and clean the leaves and maybe top off the soil. And, you know, I also tightened up these plant Velcro strips just to like make it lay a little bit better. And I don't know, this just made a world of a difference, in my opinion, for this plant. And yeah, I just feel so much better about it. Very quickly, let's check off the very last thing on the list that we're doing for today. Ta-da! We're done. Okay, that's wonderful. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you enjoyed going on this little journey with me. I hope that you got some of your own plant chores done, or regular chores, or whatever. Or, you know, if you just relaxed, like, that's good too, okay? So yeah, if you like this video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All those things are super helpful for my channel. And yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye!